What's up, guys? So in this video, I want to talk about the best credit card for points as an AI affiliate marketer in 2026. Now, over the last 5 or 6 years that I've been running ads on both Meta and YouTube, I've accumulated roughly over 30 million points. And with those 30 million points, they've essentially allowed me to travel for free and earn free cash, right? So over the last couple of years, we've taken a little bit over a dozen trips. We've stayed at the best hotels and resorts around the world. We've only flown business and first class. I've even paid for family members to travel business. And with all those points and not really using any high value travel redemption, I still have over 10 million points left over, guys. If I was a little bit better with my points, I'd probably have closer to 15 to 20 million points left over, but still learning how to make the best out of those points. But anyways, guys, like as you can see here with Chase, I still have about 9.8 million points. And I want to break down in this video the two best cards that you can use as a media buyer to get the most out of your ad spend. Okay, so first off, right here is you don't need a large bankroll, right? As an affiliate, if you're working with the right networks, if you're working with high trust networks like, say, a network like ClickBank or Digistore or BuyGoods, one that's been around for a long time, you're going to get paid on time. You can spend with confidence on a CPA payout and know that in about a week to 2 weeks, you're going to get paid for those previous 1 to 2 weeks of spend and sales that you've made, okay? And that brings me to my next point, guys. It's okay to spend on ads that break even ROI on CPA payout because of the points accumulation that you're getting with these credit cards. If you're spending $5,000 a day, you could potentially be getting back up to 15,000 points each and every single day. And with the right cards, that's an extra 3% margin on your ads, okay? So if you're breaking even at $5,000 per day, that extra 3% margin means that you're pretty much making an extra $150 each and every single day that you're running at $5,000 per day. And the last point, guys, is what I talked about that I haven't done that well, but you can use these points for high value travel redemptions, meaning that you can transfer these points to other travel partners and make the most bang for your buck with those points. A lot of times, transferring points from one airline to another airline can save you 20 or 30% by transferring them, say, from Chase to British Airlines or to Lufthansa or transferring them to Delta or Emirates, right? You just have to be able to look for those deals and be patient for when they come up because they don't happen all the time. But if you're looking and you don't really have set in stone travel dates and you're pretty flexible with your travel dates, you can definitely make your points go a lot faster. And the other point is to avoid accumulating bad debt, right? If you have about $100,000 on your credit card, you don't want to build up interest on that $100,000. And the beautiful thing about affiliate marketing and working with the right networks is that you're going to get paid with either net 7 or net 14 terms so that you can continually cycle that cash back to your credit card, pay the card off, accumulate no interest, and then you can start accumulating those points month after month as you start to scale. All right, so I want to talk about the two best cards here, guys, and the two best cards to run ads on Meta and on YouTube are going to be the Chase Sapphire Business Reserve card and the American Express Business Gold card. So there's three main points that I want to break down for each, but I do want to start off by saying that if you can, I want you to sign up for both of them, okay? What that does is it gives you a much bigger credit limit. If you were to only sign up with one of them, you might start out with a $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 credit limit. But if you have both cards, you can potentially have over a six-figure credit limit that you can reinvest into ads. And guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I want you to be smart. Just don't go spending money on ads and spend $100,000 and only make $70,000 back and then be in the hole $30,000, right? You want to be spending on ads and on these credit cards if you're at least break even on CPA payouts, meaning that if you spend $100,000 and you make $110,000 or $120,000, you're going to get that $110,000 or $120,000. There's going to be no holdings on your payments because you're not worrying about refunds or chargebacks with a CPA payout. That's very, very important. Only spend at break even, guys, if you're getting paid CPA. But just want to go ahead and start breaking down these cards here, guys. So as we can see here, the annual fee for both, if we take a look, the Chase Sapphire Business Reserve card has a $795 annual fee, whereas the American Express Business Gold card only has a $375 annual fee. Now, the Chase Sapphire has a double annual fee over the American Express Business Gold card, but the beautiful thing about this is that there are no fees on additional employee cards. Whereas with the Amex Business Gold card, there's a $99 per year additional employee card fee. Now, when I first got started with Amex about 5 years ago, they didn't have this $99 per year fee per additional employee card. I think this was put in roughly in the last 2 years. And as you can imagine, I started, and as you can imagine, I opened up about 20 to 25 cards because if you could just get a whole bunch of employee cards, you could use them for different accounts, different traffic sources, different media buyers, and it was nice to separate everything out. But about 2 years ago, I got a bill from Amex for $5,000 of employee cards. So I went ahead and canceled all my employee cards, but about 5 or 6 of them that I still use to this day on certain ad accounts. So just keep in mind that you can open up as many as you want here, but you do have to pay about $100 a year. Whereas with the Chase Sapphire card, it's a little bit more expensive, but there is no fee per additional employee card. So you could technically get 100 employee cards and have to pay no fee. At least that's what it is for now. As of June 2026, they could do the same thing that Amex did, and in a couple of years start charging per additional employee card. But I find that kind of hard because my rep at Chase told me that they started this card to combat directly against the Amex Business Gold card. So I don't see them doing that for the foreseeable future. So this is a great card to be able to scale across multiple accounts, have multiple employee cards, and have to pay no additional fee on it. So if you even get just an extra 3 or 4 cards, it's going to pay for itself over the American Business Gold card. Okay. Next up, I want to talk about the point accumulation here. As we can see here with the Chase Sapphire Business Reserve card, you get unlimited 3x points on all social media ad spend. So if you spend $1 million, you're going to get 3 million points. If you could spend up to $1 billion, you're going to get 3 billion points. There's nowhere in their terms of service or anything in their documentation that has a hard cap. It's truly an unlimited amount of spend right now. At least, again, guys, for now, it's truly unlimited. Maybe in the future they might cap it, but again, I don't see them capping it anytime soon. And then the Amex Business Gold card here, you accumulate 4x points for the first $150,000 in spend, and then you only get 1 point per dollar spent for the rest of the time that you have the Amex Business Gold card. Now, 150K in spend, if you haven't spent even $5,000 or $10,000 in ads, seems like a lot. But once you find an ad that starts scaling and it starts spending, and you start spending $5,000 to $10,000 per day on that ad, you're going to accumulate $150,000 to spend very quickly, sometimes within a couple of weeks or even within the first month or two. So that's why it's important to try to put as much spend on the Chase Sapphire Business Reserve card. Again, I like to have both of these cards because sometimes if one of them fills up, I can have a spillover credit go to the other card and vice versa. The only thing for my case is that I've had the Amex Business card for a lot longer, so I have a much larger credit than I do with Chase Sapphire Business Reserve. So sometimes some of the money from there goes to the Amex card, as you'll see in the images down below in just a second when I break that down. And then the last point I want to talk about is the point redemption. Okay, with Chase Sapphire Business Reserve, it's much better. It's roughly about $1 per 100 points redeemed cash back. And with the Business Reserve card, you can do truly cash back where they send the money back straight to your bank account rather than a statement credit, right? And that's different with the Amex card because the Amex card, first off, is only 60 cents per 100 points redeemed, and that's only statement credit. So with Chase, 100,000 points would be about $1,000 that you can use for statement credit or cash back, whereas the Amex card is 100,000 points is equal to only $600 for a statement credit. Now, I want to go ahead and break down these cards and kind of show you my own personal dashboards here. So as you can see here, this is the image that I had on the opening screen. So right now I have roughly 9.8 million points with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. As you can see, this year I've accumulated close to 14 million points with the card. And if I look at the cash back for the card, right, it's about $98,000 that I could get cash back into my account, which is crazy to think about because this is way more than I used to make per year before I first got started with affiliate marketing. And now in just 6 months out of the year, I've been able to accumulate this just cash back with the card, which is incredible. Again, it's better to use these points for either a statement credit or even that high value travel redemption. I would just take a look at it a little bit more in depth in other YouTube videos or talk with your Chase rep and see how you can get the best value for those points. But it's just crazy to see that there's almost $100,000 that I could take cash back with those points, and it could be tax-free. I would talk to your tax advisor about that, but usually it's just kind of like it deducts from your taxes. So if you spent $1 million right on ads and you take out $100,000, then instead of being able to write off $1 million on your tax bill, you can only write off $900,000 on your tax bill for your ad spend. And then if we compare that to the Amex Business Gold card, again, I have had some spillover go to the Amex card when this card gets full and I don't have the available cash to pay off that card as fast as I can. Sometimes if I'm spending like $100,000 a day and my limit's only $80,000, sometimes that limit is going to get full very quickly and it's going to have to get charged on the other card. But regardless, this year we've accumulated 2.7 million points on the Amex Business Gold Card. And if I look right now, right, so I have 1 million points at the moment. 1 million points, I can only take it out as statement credit for $6,300. So again, that's about 60% of the total value. So guys, if I was to recommend which card to try to put the most amount of spend on as an affiliate marketer and as a media buyer, it's going to be the Chase Sapphire Business Reserve card, but I would definitely get both of them. You get travel perks for both. You get to use the airport lounges at the airport for free. You can even take one person in for free with both cards. So if you travel a couple times a year and you're traveling through some of the nicer airports or some of the bigger airports, it's definitely worth it because the lounges are really nice. And while the Amex lounge, the Centurion ones are kind of nice, there's the Chase Sapphire Business Reserve lounges, guys. If you find them in the airports, they're incredible. Get free food, free drinks. They're amazing. But yeah, that was the breakdown on the cards to use as an affiliate marketer, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.